Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this special webinar all about your course, Environmental Management. So thank you so much for joining us. We've got some special guests on today as well. Now, I'll just wait for a few more attendees to join. The session is recorded. It's nothing to worry about. So if your internet does drop out, we'll be able to have a look at sharing a copy of the recording with you later as well. Now, just to introduce myself, my name is Kat, and I work in the international office. So if you've got any questions towards the end of the session about your application or anything to do with your journey to Herts, I'll be able to help you with that.
Hi everybody, my name's Jess and I work with Kat in the international office.
Okay, hello everyone, my name is Bo. So I'm Deputy Program Lead, MSc Environmental Management, and also lecturer, MSc Environmental Management, Agriculture pathway. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Gabriela Zemelka and I'm a Deputy Program Lead for MSc Environmental Management together with Bo, and also I'm a lecturer in water quality and water resources management.
Brilliant, thank you. So you're in good hands today, everyone. This is your perfect chance to get a bit of a taste of what it's going to be like when you do join us at Herts for your studies. Now, I'll just take you through some of the features you can use to interact with us panelists today. So you've got the chat, which I can see some of you are using already, which is brilliant. You can use the chat to talk to each other. And then you've also got another button, which is Q&A. So if you do have any questions for us panelists, please use the Q&A, just because the chat tends to move quite quickly and we want to make sure that we don't miss any of your questions as well. So do feel free to use both of those features, and we'll also be inviting you to take part in some other interactive bits as well as we go, and we'll be putting those links in the chat so you can click through to those too. But welcome, we'll start the session now then. So I'm going to hand over to Gabriela and Bo for a bit of a taster of what's to come.
Right, so I will share my screen. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah, all good.
So welcome everyone to this MSc Environmental Management Program webinar. Again, I'm Gabriela Zemelka, and I will give you some brief introduction to our program, Environmental Management. Right now, we are on the webinar here in Hatfield. So here is the map of the UK. And briefly about the MSc Environmental Management. So we have students from UK and all over the world, so literally from A to Z. And one of the first and longest running environmental management master's program in the UK. So it's validated in 1996. And we have research-informed teaching, so plus use of contacts in local businesses, practitioners, as visiting lecturers. And a majority of overall satisfaction for geography, earth, and environmental studies is in the postgraduate taught experience survey. And those results are from 2024, so most recent. Our courses equip students with the skills that make them highly employable and combine study with strong career orientation. And graduates have achieved a lot of success in many companies and agencies around the UK and also worldwide. And here you can see a really nice photo showing our students on one of our field course. And in terms of the program, really briefly, we have a double professional body accreditation, and it means that our MSc meets the standards required by the professional body and is approved by the following rigorous annual 5 years reviews. And the courses are accredited by the Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment, and also Chartered Institution of Water and Environmental Management. And students can have free membership of both accredited body, and also graduates can become chartered water and environmental managers or chartered environmentalists following assessment by these professional bodies. And now the structure of the program. So we have 3 different pathways available. The first one is MSc Environmental Management. This is general pathway. We also have MSc Environmental Management for Agriculture and MSc Water and Environmental Management. Our program is delivered by taught modules on 3-day short courses and follow-up tutorials and the assignments. We also have practical and fieldwork included in some modules. And we do have study skills and research skills support available for all the students. And also additional academic skills support and English language support are provided. And during your study, there is allocated time in the week for part-time paid work. And here we provided the course overview. So on the left side, you can see different modules available across the program. And on the right side, you have those 3 different pathways I've mentioned previously. And some of the modules are compulsory, are core taught modules, and some of them, they are optional. So if the optional modules depends on the pathway you will choose. So during your MSc with us, you will be doing some research as well. So we have research program. This includes research methods and also individual project. And we also have compulsory 0 credit module, which will improve your academic study skills. Here we have photographs showing students working on their project at Glasshouse at Hertfordshire campus. And now what is environmental management? So students studying environmental management learn about, generally speaking, different sort of human impacts on the environment and the processes and environmental management systems that can be put in place to reduce those impacts. And the Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment states 2 different meanings for the environmental management. So this is, generally speaking, the critical in supporting the sustainability of business, people, and planet. And key issues of the environment and those key issues will be discussed during your studies on environmental management. And those are climate change, including global warming, carbon footprint, any water issues related to water stress and water pollution and water quality, loss of biodiversity, food supply and waste, also energy supply and material resources and waste as well. And many of you are likely familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations. And the key principles from these goals are incorporated into most of our modules in the environmental management program. And the key aspects of environmental management are compliance with different sort of law, policies, and regulations, environmental monitoring, also any pollution control in terms of air, water, and soil, definitely protecting biodiversity, any conserving resources, for example, water, soil, and minerals, and also sustainable development. We do have a lot of employers after you finish environmental management studies. So those are government agencies, private companies, agricultural and forestry, also non-governmental organizations, any international organizations, and also education and research. And some of our graduates, they are working in different companies across the UK. So, for example, Environmental Agency or National Trust, Affinity Water as well. And obviously, they are also coming back to their countries and working in their countries in different sectors. And the last photograph here, we have happy students during field work in one of our water modules. And thank you so much. Now over to Bo.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Gabriela. So lots of information there, everyone, just to get a bit of a taster of what's to come when you're at Herts. So we'll move over to Bo's section now as well. But just while Bo's getting slides ready, just a reminder, if you do have any questions throughout, please do feel free to pop them in the Q&A as well. We will be taking your questions after the slides, but Bo, I will let you come on and present your section now too.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Bo. So I'm a lecturer in MSc Environmental Management, Agriculture. So thanks, Gabby, for her speak. And now we've talked you through our program and the program structure. And this is what we want to do next for us to know a bit more about our applicant. So we're going to do a Mentimeter survey. So as you can see, we have the barcode there. If you can scan the QR code, or you go to the menti.com website and enter the code. So, and then we're going to start the quiz shortly. It's just about 5 or 6 questions for us to know about our applicant. So I'll give you probably 30 seconds or so for you to enter the Menti website. If you can maybe give us a sum up or put in the chat if you already entered.
That's great, thanks, Bo. And these interactive things, everyone, like Menti, these are what you might end up using during your actual lectures as well. So it's a really good idea to take part, and then it just feels a little bit more familiar when you start Herts. So yeah, if your device lets you, open up another tab and go to Menti. And the link is in the chat as well for you.
Thank you. Yes, as Kai mentioned, many of our short courses and modules are using Menti quiz for interactive sessions. I can see some response already coming up. So should I go? Okay. So the barcode is also on the slide. And thank you for your answer, putting your answers. So we can see some of applicants from Pakistan, from India. So we have students from Nigeria, and those are our current student cohort as well. They're the main origin, where the origin come from. We have, yeah, from Somalia, Bangladesh. So mostly from Southeast Asia and African countries. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, so shall I go to the next one? So next question is, what degree subject did you study before applying for the MSc? So just enable us to know your background. Did you study relevant environmental management related degree, biology, or other degree background? So, okay, we have applicants study bioscience engineers, so we have potential engineers from our applicants. Some are agriculture degree, some already studied environmental science. Okay, thank you. And we also have students study MBA. Oh, well done. Okay, so we can see we have our applicants from a wide range of backgrounds. Thank you. So next question. Can we ask which environmental aspect are you most interested in or you would like to study in this MSc? Do we get no response? Oopsie, sorry. Climate change. This is a hit topic, is it? Sustainable agriculture, biodiversity loss. Yes, okay, many of you interested in environmental management system. This is the title of our degree. So all these options, we put a list of options here, and all of these aspects will be covered on our modules. Okay, so very good to see you. Well, applicants have a wide range of interests, and for all your interests, you can find the relevant modules that cover your interest area. Thank you. So the next question. As you know, our course has general environmental management pathway and environmental management for agriculture and the water pathway. So which pathway have you already applied for? So we have 5 applicants applied for general pathway, 3, 4, still going, have applied for environmental management for agriculture pathway, and the 2 water pathway. So the majority, you can see, has applied for the general pathway. Okay, thank you. And what would you expect to achieve by studying MSc Environmental Management program? It's easy for us to know what are your expectations by the end of the study. So you may want to improve your academic skills or your research skills. Some may want to improve your English, or some may want to have a different higher qualification, or want to have a different cultural experience. So, or maybe you want to find a better job. Okay, so we just would like to know what are your expectations when you apply for the MSc degree in the UK? Okay, so we have applicants who would like to improve their research skills to get a job. Yes, that's it. That's everyone. We all want to get a good job that we are interested and we are enthusiastic about. And I think some applicants want to improve their understanding of probably environmental management system. Ah, Okay, so better job manager position in Pakistan. Oh, well done. Yes, I suppose if you have experience in another country or you have higher qualification, you would be in a better position in your country for a higher or for suitable degree position. Some want to get knowledge and improve English study skills. Yes, oopsie, sorry. Okay, thank you. Our last question. What would be your main concern coming to the UK and study? So what are your worries? We would like to know what will be your worries. Are you worried before making the decision or while you're applying for the degree? Or do you worry about your life in the UK? Do you worry about studying a different degree in the UK? So yeah, we really would like to know what your current concerns. Accommodation. Yeah, our university do provide on-campus accommodation, and also there are accommodation in the local area. But I'm sure if you talk to Jess or Kat, they will be able to provide you with more advice on looking for suitable accommodation. Culture and adaptation. This is quite, I understand this is quite challenge for our international students, and the university will provide lots of help and service support for our international students, which I probably will be covered in our next slide. The weather is okay so far. We rain a lot in the UK, but general, you probably will be getting used to it after a couple of months staying here. Korea, yes. I'm sure at the end of your study on MSc, you will be better equipped with skills, knowledge, which will enable you to find a better job either in the UK or back to your country. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. I think this is the last of our slides. Okay, it's very useful information for us to know. Thank you. Okay, what I will be doing next is, since we know you have shared your concerns and your worries about studying MSc Environmental Management in a different country. So what I'm doing next is just to give you an overview of what your study will be at University of Hertfordshire this MSc Environmental Management program. So first of all, you will be learning a different range of skills from studying on this MSc. So these are the photos showing you students. They are not just listening to lectures in the classroom. They'll be able to work in their groups, giving presentations. They're working on campus doing waste audit, and they are going to external sites. And then the last photo on the right here is a student on one of our transport modules. So they're doing a day visit to the university bus depot to learn about their management on the transportation. Okay. So those photos, they're showing our students doing field work on one of our water modules, water pollution control. So you can see the students, they're in the river, they're doing kick sampling, and also they're doing water quality analysis. Okay. So again, those are some of our students. They're doing, they're on agriculture modules or ecology modules, and they're doing habitat survey, they're doing species survey, and also soil quality test. So you will not only learn skills from the lectures, but also more importantly, practical skills from doing field work. So in addition, you will also improve your research skills by learning on this program. And all students will be doing a research project towards the end of their MSc program. And the project can be either desktop-based, but also practical-based. So photos here are showing you our students from agriculture pathway. They are doing their individual project in the glass house on campus. So they're growing their crops, and then they're doing assessment, and then also they'll be able to analyze their results in the laboratory in the university. So one of the things we need to would like to mention is our university is one of the few universities in the UK that has a field station, which is Bayford Field Station, located about 20 minutes drive from the main campus. So the site has laboratories, has teaching building, and also glass houses. And the field station also have a wide range of habitats. And also very high level of biodiversity. So a lot of our modules, such as ecology conservation module, water resources, water pollution control modules, that will frequently organize field trips and bring students to the site for doing habitat survey, for doing species survey, and water quality test, water sampling. And our students also use this site for their research project as well. Okay, so what about our staff expertise? I think this may be one of the questions you will have. So our staff expertise lies in mainly in climate change and sustainability. So we have Dr. Phil Porter, who is a glacier scientist, has over 30-40 years experience. We have Associate Professor Doug Warner, his main research interest is sustainable agriculture, and Associate Professor Susan Parham, she's a social scientist, and her main research interest is sustainable urban planning. Okay, if you go to this link, you'll be able to read their profile on the university's website and also watch the videos. So in addition, our staff comes from a range of different research units, so including the Agriculture Environmental Research Unit, and Agriculture Environmental Management Research Unit, and some of those specialize in water and environment, and urbanism, and we have staff specialized in climate change, and also in relation to crop protection, agriculture. Then Dr. Swakopsy is Director for Smart Mobility Unit, and his research interest is sustainable transport. Okay, so as you can see, in most cases, our staff expertise span across different disciplinary area. Okay, so as a student, your life at the university is not just about study. You'll be able to meet other students from different cultural backgrounds. You can be a student rep, or you can be a student ambassador to take part in the university event activities. You can also join student societies. And in our department, we have a Geography Environmental Planning Society, which organize regular activities in our student community. And Dr. Phil Porter also organized fortnightly webinars. So especially for new international students who are very concerned about coming to the UK. So he will be able to give you very useful suggestions for how to live or study in the UK. And if you're interested in conservation, you can also join our conservation party organized by local charities, and as well as our own staff. Okay, here are the photos of a lovely, smiley student. Okay, they're just at the end giving out in a field trip at the end of their lectures. Okay, so last, just show you a video of our students presenting their group work in our lectures. Okay, they're looking at the bin because they're doing a waste audit on campus. Okay, these are lectures given by our visiting lecturers. Okay, and in our big lecture room in the Forum Theatre. And also they're out in the field on a visit in Birmingham. Okay, so they're doing some transport module. Okay, we have beehives in Bayfair, so students are looking at the beehives. Okay, this video is taken by our drones. So it's drone filmed image to give you an overview of the Bayfair field site. Okay, so this is the end of our my presentation bit. So hopefully it's give you a much clearer idea of what your study will be when you come to the UK into Hertfordshire, study MSc Environmental Management. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bo and Gabby. You're making me want to do the course, to be honest, seeing all the pictures of what the students get up to as well. So yeah, thank you so much both. What we'll do now then is, if people do have any questions, please do post them in the Q&A. We are going to answer your questions live. I can see there's a few in the chat as well, so we'll pick out as many as we can. But Jess, I'll pass to you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kat. And yeah, thank you so much, Bo and Gabriela. Absolutely brilliant session. If you can post your questions in the Q&A section, everybody, and then I can ask those, but I can have a look in the chat as well. I can see we've got a question in the Q&A section, and it says, will there be any lab work? So Bo or Gabriela, I don't know who wants to answer that question. Would there be any lab work in relation to this programme?
Yes, as I said, show in the pictures. So student will be have the opportunity, will be given the opportunity to have lab works on our modules. Actually, as the modules Gabriela lead, water pollution control and other modules. So there will be lab practical sessions. And in addition, it depends on the nature of your research project. Some project may involve you have to analyze your result in the lab. Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Bo. And that sounds brilliant as well. Gabriela, a student or hopefully a new student that will be joining us has asked, can we study environmental impact assessment in MSc Environmental Management? Is that a module or something that a student can undertake when studying with us?
So definitely some of the assessments will be done during the water pollution control module, but also on both modules as well. So definitely there will be some important information, useful information during your MSc Environmental Management program with us.
Fantastic, thank you. What are the types of assessment methods that are used within MSc Environmental Management?
Okay, so assessment type. So yeah. we have a wide range of assessment types, so including essays, project report, case study, and oral presentation, silent seminar, so by doing posters, and group presentations. What else? Test, a mini quiz, online quiz, or in-class quiz. Yeah, so we do trying to incorporate different types of assessments, so not just about writing essay, but also different other interactive skills.
That's brilliant. That's really worth our, hopefully students that will be joining us in the January intake being aware of all the different assessment methods so they can prepare for those as well. Gabriela, I can see another question here, so I'll ask you this one. So there are 16 modules, an applicant said, which include compulsory and optional modules. And there are 8 compulsory modules. So how many optional modules can they select and take within the environmental management programme? And someone else was also asking, are there any optional modules that they can select as well?
So depending on the pathway, you will have to choose your optional modules. And normally this would be 3 optional modules. Sometimes there might be only 1 available optional module, but again, it depends on the pathway you decide to choose. But in overall, you will be doing the same amount of the modules.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for answering that. Sorry, because we had 2 students ask that question, so thank you. Oh, I've got a question for you. So a student has asked, would there be any sort of internship during this course? So can they have an internship at the university or with the School of Study or a placement?
Yeah, in terms of internship, because this is only 1 year master program, so normally there's no internship scheduled in this program. And also, I think there will be some visa requirement as well for international students. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have incorporate internship program in this when you study this course. So this is a full year, and you do have quite a lot of modules you need to go through and assessment you need to pass. So yes, but at the end, after you finish the program, once you get opportunity or PSW visa to be able to work in the UK, you will have a chance to find other internship or placement opportunities.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And yeah, that sounds brilliant. It sounds like they'll be learning so much within the course that they can then take onto their future career as well. So that's brilliant. Thank you. Gabriela, how many classes are there each week? So I know this will be really dependent on the module that a student will be undertaking as well. But on average, how many classes might there be per week? And do we know, if it would be between kind of 9 to 5, or could it be slightly later?
So it depends, as we discussed, on the pathway, but we don't have everyday classes. So sometimes they are packed on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Sometimes they are online or face-to-face. Mostly we are encourage students to come to campus to face-to-face sessions. And obviously, I guess this question will further implicate the question about the working possibilities. So we are trying to have those sessions not every day, so that students can work part-time as well.
Fantastic, thank you. And we always say as well, don't we, Kat, for students to make sure they're either living on campus or as close to campus as possible, just to make sure you can undertake all of your lectures. And obviously in relation to working, you can work, I think it's 20 hours per week during the term time. If you work at the university, it's 15 hours per week during the term time. But you'll always need to make sure that your main priority to come to the university is to study. So fantastic, thank you so much for that. So I've got a question here. I'll read it as it is. Someone said, in MSc Environmental Management, is there any research publication for the degree?
Oh, yes. Actually, what you mean is research publication by staff in the department.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So as I showed in my previous slide, if you go to the link provided, you will be able to see the publication and also a staff research profile. And then they will have a list of their publication and research expertise and the interest and their research project they're currently working on under their profile. So it's all on the University of Hertfordshire website. Okay, so if you can go there, you can search for the name of the staff, which is showing on my slide. So that will give you, I think, will give you the information you're looking for.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And that'll be really interesting for our students to kind of read on the different academics and staff as well, we're teaching them. So definitely worth doing. Thank you, Bo. Gabriela, a student has said, do we have any closed book exams or not? So I think this is in relation to kind of the assessment methods that are used within the course.
So what Bo mentioned in terms of the exams and the assessment, we have different sort of reports. So this is obviously open book sort of assignment, so you can use internet. And obviously, when we have some tests online, most of the time they are open book tests. We do have some assignments which are closed book, but not a lot of them.
Fantastic, thank you. So again, that's really worth our students knowing that so they can be prepared as well. Thank you. So a student has asked, can we conduct research on any topic in the individual research module?
Okay, so for the research project module, the structure is all of our staff will provide a list of their research interests and the proposed research topic, and they will publish on the project module site, and then student will be able to select their interested topic from the staff, which will be later become their project supervisor. So if in this way, it's will better to ensure that our staff expertise is suitable and be able to guide the student all the way throughout their project period, because projects is very important part of their MSc study. So if the students, they have really strong background or they have very keen interest in specific topic, they have the opportunity to discuss with potential supervisor and then to devise a more tailored research project. But again, this needs to be really detailed discussed with the supervisor. So because we are trying to provide, as the most appropriate guidance and more detailed guidance. Yes, as progress as possible. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for answering that, Bo. And again, really worth our students being aware of that so they can start kind of thinking about their research as well they want to go into with that module. So thank you so much for that. Kat, I've got a question for you. So a student has said, what is the process of accessing PCs when they're studying at the university? Do they have access to PCs at the university? Would you recommend they buy a laptop? What's the advice from the university on that, Kat?
Yeah, good question, and great that you're kind of planning in advance as well. So we do recommend that if possible, you do bring your own laptop with you. So on our pre-arrival guide, which we will be circulating over the next couple of weeks for you, there's a link to an Ask Herts page where our IT team actually give information about specs of laptops they recommend students having. Now, the reason that you can obviously buy a laptop in the UK, but we do recommend if you've got one at home or from your home country, you might find that that is a bit more comfortable for you to use because it's going to have the keyboard layout that you're going to be familiar with. Whereas if you're buying one in the UK, it's going to have the UK keyboard layout. There are computer labs as well. So our learning resource centres, there's workspaces that you can use. The university does offer laptop loans, but they are in quite high demand. So that's why we advise wherever possible, please just do bring your own laptop with you. Make sure that you're traveling with that in your hand luggage on the plane as well.
So thank you, Kat. And Gabriela, I've got a student that's asked, is it true that the January intake is 15 months? So is it a 15-month programme? Is it still a 12-month programme even though it's starting in January?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yes. Just because we don't know which one should I answer.
So sorry, I thought I said Gabriela. Sorry, everybody. Whoever can answer would be helpful. Thank you.
I think it's for both September and January intake will be 12 months. Probably it previously was 15 months, but now it's just in accordance with the university regulation with all the department and programs. So it's we're gonna run at 12. So you start from January and then you finish from January. So that means you submitting your project, the final project report in January next year.
Fantastic, thank you so much. And that is, again, worth students knowing as well. Obviously, when you receive your CAS letter, everybody, it will state the exact dates, it will state your start date, it will state your end date as well. And then obviously with your visa, you'll have a little bit of time after your course is finished, just in case you have any kind of modules that you need to retake at all. And then, as it's been mentioned, you know, you can then think about applying for a post-study work visa if that's something that you wanted to do. Is the start date for classes for the January intake? I know these will be stated on the CAS letter, but are we aware of the general start dates for the January intake?
Yeah, absolutely. So just as Jess said, do check your individual start date on your offer letter. Some courses do have an early start date. General start of term, though, is going to be the 12th of January. Now, we are actually looking to do free airport collection. So if anybody is travelling into Heathrow on the 18th or 19th of January, you can book onto that. So we're just finalising the coaches, booking those, and then we'll circulate emails around to you as well, so you can know when you can book that on. But that will be a free service available between Heathrow and campus on that arrivals weekend just before the main start of term.
Fantastic, thank you, Kat. And someone's asked, what's the placement percentage? So obviously, I think, Bo, you mentioned earlier, didn't you, there aren't placements available for these courses, but everybody, you know, you'll have lots of exposures to lots of different things during the course, and you can take that with you then into your future career as well.
Yeah, sorry. What I need to add, sorry, is we also organize, not only the university, but also our department organize a career symposium. And towards this one coming in soon, next couple of months. So that's for both undergraduate and postgraduate. So we'll invite our potential employees or other organization that has partnership with us. So if it's open for postgraduate students as well. So you're welcome to join to the career symposium, and then you get a chance to meet the potential employer, and then that will boost up your opportunity for future employment.
That's fantastic, and again worth knowing for our students and applicants as well. Thank you so much, Bo. Kat, I've got a question here about accommodation. So I know this came up earlier as well in the session. So is there accommodation available at the university for international students, and what would be your recommendation on accommodation in general for international students as well to keep them safe?
Yeah, really good. And I know on the Menti, we had a few people worried about that as well. So just to reassure you, yeah, there is lots of accommodation still available on campus. We do recommend you live on campus, especially if it's your first time coming to the UK. With our on-campus accommodation, you can choose kind of the range of rooms. So we have studio apartments where you'd have your own private bathroom and cooking facilities, or you could just have an ensuite room where you share the cooking facilities with other flatmates, or even townhouse style where you've got shared bathroom and kitchen. So whatever level of privacy you'd want. With the accommodation as well, because it's on campus, it's so easy for you to then get to your lectures on campus as well. So really think about that when you're looking, because then you won't have your commute costs either. Another perk of the on-campus accommodation, you don't need a UK guarantor. So if you're looking to rent privately, you'll probably need to organise a UK guarantor as part of that accommodation contract. Whereas if you're living on campus, we won't need that from you. There's 24/7 support. So if you accidentally lock yourself out of your room, you're covered. And also any deposit that you've made for your accommodation, you know that it's held securely, you're not at risk of scams or anything. So definitely have a look at the on-campus accommodation options. If you really need to live off campus, we do say live in the Hatfield area so that you can walk to lectures. And we've also, the university's partnered with the council to come up with a scheme called the PAL landlords, which we've got more information about that on our website. We've also sent an email around to you, but check out the PAL website for properties that are off-campus accommodation, because they've all been vetted and you know that any money that you need to pay is again secure.
Yeah, just add one point, follow up with Kat's comment on accommodation. we do, from the program point of view, we do recommend our students to live close to campus locally, because some of our short courses, they run consecutive days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and from 9 to 5. So if you live more than 1 hour apart away from the campus, it's going to be very difficult for students to travel in the morning and then after the lecture between, you know, your place and then the university. So we strongly recommend our students, when while you're still looking for your accommodation at this moment, please try to look for accommodation locally, not too far away from the university. Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant advice. Definitely live as close as possible. Yeah, ideally on campus. The on-campus accommodation is absolutely lovely. So that would be the top recommendation, but otherwise absolutely Hatfield, so you can walk to the university. Thank you. We've got a few more questions. I know that we're running over slightly, so if anybody needs to leave, then we can send a recording to you, but I'll ask these last few questions. So a student or an applicant has asked, Gabriela, I'll ask you this one. When will our individual research projects start? And do students need to cover all the costs that, you know, may be part of the research project as well?
So in terms of individual research project, when we have September intake, for example, right now, students will start the research method really soon after starting their studies. And then there is the selection of their supervisor, project supervisors right now. So we have November. And then when they successfully pass the research method module, they will be enrolled to the project module. And students are not paying any fees for their projects.
Fantastic. That is really worth knowing. I didn't know the answer to that question, so I've learned something. Thank you so much, Gabriela.
Even I may add one more thing. Even if some students would like to do their research at Bayfordbury campus, which is not very far from our campus, there will be provided a free coach or free bus so that the students can do their projects again for free.
That's fantastic. And I'm still yet to visit the Bayfordbury campus as well, but that's brilliant that the university provides a free coach for our students as well. That's brilliant news. Thank you, Gabriela. Bo, I've got a few applicants have asked, which kind of intakes are available for international students? Is it just the January and September intake for these programmes?
Yes, we only have 2 intakes, so September and January.
Fantastic, thank you. I know maybe some other universities might have a May intake, but yeah, for the university we only have the September and January intake. Kat, I've got a final question here that I'll ask you. This applicant has asked, how long does it take for someone to be offered admission at the university? So after they apply, how long will it take to then, you know, have their application reviewed and then be offered a place?
Yeah, absolutely. So our admissions team, they'll be trying to review your documents as quickly as possible. It can depend on kind of your individual application, because we do individually assess every single document and application that comes through. So if you've sent in quite a complete application, you know, all your documents are attached, you've got quite standard qualifications that you're coming in, that might be a little bit quicker than if you've got a more unusual qualification that we don't see that often, that we maybe have to double check on a separate system. But usually the admissions team, they're trying to get back to everyone as quickly as possible. So thank you for your patience if you are waiting. It shouldn't be too much longer. Just on the back of that as well, I've seen some comments in the chat asking about if people have started paying deposits yet. So if you are watching and you do have your conditional offer, you've got your 8-digit student ID number, now is the time to pay your deposit as well. So the deposit deadline is coming up at the end of this month, but we do recommend sending your £5,000 deposit as soon as you can, because there might be other admission steps after that's cleared. We're also running some financial bonuses for you at the minute as well. So if you can make your deposit payment by the 30th of November this year, you can also get a £2,000 King's Scholarship, which is available for these courses that are on this webinar as well. So that's really going to help you in reducing your tuition fees.
Thank you, Kat. Just as I said, it was the last question. A few more have come through. There's just one that I think is quite a good question. Bo, a student has asked, what are the kind of general class sizes for MSc Water and Environmental Management? Does this vary with intake to intake and module to module?
Yes, you're right. It depends if we have compulsory modules, which is all 3 pathway students need to take. So the class size could be very big, like 200 students, because we have two intake students taken together. So it can up to 250, 300 students in a big class, room. And for optional modules, the size will be relatively smaller. So we have, if you're water pathway, there will be water specific modules such as water resources and water pollution control, and it could vary. So it could be between 80 or 100, 120. I think last year we had about 120 on Gabby's water pollution control module. So it's a medium size. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's a great question. So thank you so much for that, Bo. I can see a few more questions have come in. And Kat and I, shall we type the answers to those? I know a few people have asked, they paid the deposit, they haven't received their sponsorship interview just yet. Please don't worry. If you've paid your deposit, obviously the deposit deadline is the 30th of November. So you'll need to pay by then to come for the January intake. As soon as you pay that, you'll be on the team's list. And they can start calling you for your sponsorship interview. If they call you and you're not available, if it's not a good time, don't worry. They'll try you again a different time as well. So the team are undertaking, all of those calls as well, and working their way through the process. You can get your CAS in time to arrive the January intake. But Kat, shall I pass back to you now?
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Jess, Bo and Gabriela as well. Really helpful session. I've learned a lot as well. Thank you to all of our applicants who've joined us today and who've interacted with the Menti quizzes as well. It's really valuable for us just to hear how you're feeling about the course, address any worries that you've got or any questions as well, just to help you feel prepared, ready to join us in January. If you do find that you've got more questions after the session, though, you can give us an email at international@herts.ac.uk. Any urgent queries, you can give our UK team a call as well. And I know we also sent you out an email from your programme leader, so any course-specific questions, please do feel free to reach out to him as well. But wherever you are in the world, we do hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And we look forward to welcoming you to Herts in 2025. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Look
Thank
forward
you.
to see you in 2025.
And we hope to see you soon with us here in the UK.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks all. Have a good day. Bye.